Hello, Graybeard is back. So far, I've talked about my travels. I talked about Stargirl, but when I started this in my introduction, I said I was going to get, political sometimes. Well, the last few days, it's been hard to think about anything other than politics, hasn't it? It's been frightening. It's been exhilarating. It's been fascinating. It's been terrifying. Now, I'm lucky. I'm in Canada, and we've had a few marches here. Quite peaceful compared to what's going on in the United States. That's not to say that there's no racism in Canada. Far from it. We're politer in our racism. We hide it better. But it's just as appalling. But I'm not really here to talk about Canada specifically, although I am addressing Canadians as well as Americans. I haven't thought this through because I kind of decided that I didn't want to. I've followed a lot of comments on Twitter about the riots in the different cities and the Black Lives Matter movement and Antifa and Trump. It's easy to get very irritated when you see the white supremacists led by Trump who completely dismiss the legitimate grievances that Black Americans have. If I was I think if I was a Black American, I'd be burning down the country right now. It's disgusting. They get screwed over six ways from the center, and it's always been that way. And when people talk about, oh, remember the legacy of Martin Luther King? Well, that was 50 years ago, and like, has anything improved? I think I'd be more like, let's remember the legacy of Malcolm X, and let's go get him. That being said, of course, Malcolm X wouldn't like me, but that doesn't really matter. That's not the point. So it's easy to just dismiss the views of the white supremacist side. That's fine. Then you get the ones who are, well, I agree with that, but they shouldn't be burning things down. They shouldn't have destruction of property. I have every belief that there are agent provocateurs involved. I've seen enough of that. White people wearing black stuff are the ones going smashing the windows. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if these are FBI or police or something actively creating violence to disrupt the cause, to besmirch it. I mean, we know beyond shadow of a doubt that the FBI did exactly that during the civil rights movement back in the 1960s. There's really no reason to think that they wouldn't do it now. But even for the Black people who are doing that now, if that's how they feel, my gosh, why demand that they respect society when society doesn't respect them? Society doesn't respect their very right to be alive. You think they're supposed to respect your windows? You think they're supposed to respect the goods in the shop in Target? Why should they respect it? Why should they show any concern towards a society that has made it really clear that their lives are worth nothing? Yes, peaceful demonstration is really good, and I have endless admiration for anyone who is able to suppress their anger well enough to demonstrate peacefully. But I got a heck of a lot of sympathy for anyone who can't. I certainly wouldn't. Then there's another group that I see on Twitter. And these are the people I find most dismaying. And these are the people who convince me to make a message. They're the ones who complain, well, yes, look, the bad things are happening to the Black people, but I am gay, I am Native, I am Latino, I am Asian, and look at what has been done to us. Don't we matter too? Yeah, you do. Absolutely you do. 100% you do. Right now, Black Lives Matter. And right now they're standing up. And right now they have had enough. If you've had enough, yeah, I totally sympathize. But you know what? Guess who the people are who are most oppressive towards the black people? They happen to be the exact same people who are most oppressive towards the natives, who are most oppressive towards Latinos, who are most oppressive towards Asians, who are most oppressive towards gays. Human rights are not a pie. If black people suddenly win the right to not be shot for jogging down the street, that does not mean that any rights are being taken away from the other minority groups. Okay? This is something that we are all in together. And we need to find solidarity. If you are a minority and you aren't black, you should be out there fucking marching side by side. You should be promoting the Black Lives Matter. You should be listening to their concerns and understanding their situation. Because you know what? If you listen to them and understand their situation and their grievances and what they're going through, they're far more likely to listen to you. And you know what? We're not going through the same thing. They aren't the same situations, but they're analogous. And there are points of similarity. And there are places that we can agree we all have the same enemy. So it's your duty to join hands. It is your duty, your responsibility. If you are any sort of minority that is suffering oppression in North America, then you better be out there screaming Black Lives Matter. Because the closer they get to living in a society where they don't have to worry every single day about being killed, is the closer that you're going to wind up in a society where you don't have those same fears. So don't be jealous. Don't get upset that your personal concerns are not getting a spotlight right now. So what? Maybe it'll come in the future. There are missing and murdered Indigenous women, and that's been a big, big deal in Canada for a long time. And it's not like that is not happening now. But right now, the spotlight is on the racism that black people in Canada are experiencing. And just because you support their battle does not mean you don't suddenly care about missing and murdered Indigenous women. And if you talk to the black people and you listen to their concerns and their situation, like I said, they'll listen to you. We're all in this together. We are more than allies. We are brothers with a cause. That's my 2 cents. Thank you.